Hello everybody, welcome to the quarantine version of What is Your Dominant Chakra? Welcome everybody who is catching me as the replay. Welcome if you are tuning in live. Hello. If you don't know me, I'm Lindsay Caracardi-Jones and I am a quantum soul evolution coach and chakra alchemist. And today we're here for a bit of fun and, as always, of course, expansion and learning. Today we're here to talk a little bit about the chakras, what your dominant chakra is, and how that is going to be manifesting for you while we're all in world shutdown quarantine. So as you may notice, I have this beautiful wand with me. This is a very powerful third eye chakra activating wand that is also just coated up with all sorts of beautiful crystals. And so we're here to chat a little bit about your dominant chakra and how that manifests in your life and how that may be manifesting in your life while you're in quarantine. So what I would love to hear from you, no matter if you're here live or if you are catching this as the replay, I want to hear from you. If you read through the text above this video, what do you relate to? What do you feel like is where you really kind of fit and see yourself, right? Because here's the thing about our chakras. Our chakras are these beautiful energy centers. They are these very powerful links between our physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, and our energy body. And they project out into the world all kinds of stuff that determine who we are in the world. So when you consider yourself, for everyone, and let me know, guys, tune in, right? If you're here live, if you're watching the replay, let me know you're here, let me know you're watching, let me know how you see yourself, right? Because here's the thing about our chakras. They portray very real parts of our personalities, our physical health, our emotional well-being, whether or not we think we're creative. Hey Aisha, how are you? Whoop whoop. I see you, girl. So when we go through the world, we often usually have kind of pictures of ourselves, right? We have ways that we see ourselves. And there are going to be particular behaviors and particular aspects of personality that we relate with more than other aspects. So let me just quickly run through. And right now, guys, I know that there's more than 7 chakras, right? There's chakras beyond our physical bodies. We have small chakras. We have minor chakras. We got chakras in our hands, chakras in our feet, chakras everywhere. I'm just talking about the 7 main chakras for right now, just to not confuse things, right? The 7 dominant ones of our physical body that really play a strong role in determining who we are and how we're showing up in the world, right? So first we have the root. Now, root chakra dominant people, you're going to be really driven by your security and your comfort, right? You're going to be really driven by things that make you feel safe and secure in the world. You're probably pretty connected with the earth. However, when this gets distorted, this is where, so anybody, just straight up, I'm going to keep it real, you guys, all right? Straight up. Anybody who's hoarding supplies right now during quarantine, you damn well better be claiming that you're root chakra dominant, because you are, right? It's straight up root chakra dominance that has us doing things like hoarding supplies in a pandemic. Now, and I'm not saying that as a place of judgment, right? First and foremost, disclaimer, everybody is where they are. We all are where we are. So nothing that you're going to hear come out of my mouth is coming from a place of judgment. Now, I see 9 people watching. Where are you guys at? Let's get some comments going. Let's get some hearts going. Let me know you're here, right? Those of you that are super unbalanced heart and throat chakra, you're the ones that don't want to be seen. You're the ones that be creeping behind the scenes, right? And that, you notice the numbers just dropped off too. Everybody wants to creep and nobody wants to fucking engage. What is up with that in the world today? I don't fucking get it, right? You have to engage with life if you want what you want. You have to step into your solar plexus chakra and you got to let yourself be seen, people, right? You don't get anything by sitting on the sidelines of life. So anyway, back to our roots. So anybody who's out there finding themselves, in fear right now, that's a very root chakra dominant thing, right? When things in our physical environment start to get challenged and we want to reach for things like supplies, whether it's toilet paper or hand sanitizer, whatever it is that helps people feel safe, that's root chakra dominance. Again, not as a point of judgment, just as a point of fact. My sacral chakra people, where are my sacral chakra people at, right? You all right now, you guys are the ones that are like, yeah, this is quarantine. I'm going to use this as a time to just go in my studio and I'm going to create and I'm going to tap into my artistry. I love that I have no schedule, because when I have a schedule, it actually just fucking drives me crazy, because I like to be able to go with the flow, right? So give me a heart, or throw up a yes if you know that you're sacral chakra dominant and that you are loving this kind of free-for-all, no schedule, no structure. I get to sleep when I want. I get to freaking wake up when I want. I get to create when I want. Ain't nobody got a fucking schedule on me, right? That's my sacral chakra dominant people. And you guys right now, you're probably thriving during quarantine, right? Sacral chakra dominant people live for things like this, because you get to retreat to where you're comfortable. You get to hide out, you get to create, you get to just immerse yourself in your writing or your art or whatever it is, and you're probably loving this. You're loving this. Now, where sacral chakra people are going to, dominant people are going to get tripped up, is the idea of too much flow. Or when the sacral chakra really gets distorted, it can like flip a switch and start to come out as really a lot of rigidity, right? And so when we're all blocked up at the sacral chakra and it flips its switch and goes into full distortion, that's when all of that like fluid artistry and stuff can really just get jammed up, and that's usually connected to a throat chakra link. But then it just starts becoming like inflexibility. So the way that the distortions of the sacral chakra look are, it's like too much fluidity and flexibility. Like, hell no, you can't tie me down. I'm like water. I'm just gonna be fucking going my flow no matter what. You can't control me. To a lot of rigidity. And so it's the same with the root. The way that the distortions can really play out are like way too much root, where it's like, okay, now I'm just hiding out here in my cave and you're not never gonna get me to move. Or the extreme of that is I'm just checking out and I'm fucking going up to the ether and I'm not even gonna be present to what's going on here at Earth. Either way, it's still a bit of root chakra dominance, all right? You guys with me? Give me a hell yeah if you're with me. So then we have our solar plexus chakra dominant people. Now, solar plexus chakra dominant people, you guys love power, right? You love your power. You love your identity. You love your independence. Now, before I learned the art of balance and chakra alchemy, and before I learned how to switch between which chakra was projecting my personality out, I was very solar plexus chakra dominated. And the way that looked was that I had this bold personality that I would put out to the world, but in reality, I was hiding behind that, right? There was a lot of fear behind that. And I've always had a lot of personality and independence, but that sometimes when it got distorted, it would get mixed up as too much, like, nah, I got this. I don't need anybody. So give me a yes if you can relate to being a little solar plexus chakra dominated, where you're just so independent, you don't need nobody. Maybe sometimes you come across as a little arrogant or aggressive, and right, it's nothing to freaking judge. Let's just own it, right? Solar plexus chakra people can come across as arrogant when they're not grounded in humility. Now, sometimes other people who are solar plexus chakra deficient will misinterpret a solar plexus dominant person as arrogant when really they're not coming across as arrogant. And it's a really fine line, right? There's a really fine line for someone who is solar plexus chakra dominant to walk between staying grounded and humble, but while also being, empowered and confident, if that's in their personality. And the way other people interpret that is up to them. That's not our problem, right? It's never your problem. No matter which chakra you are dominant in, it's not your concern how someone else interprets you. What this is all about is you learning to really identify with yourself, and you really understanding yourself so that you can navigate between your strengths and also know where your challenges are. I'm not going to call them weaknesses, just challenge points, because you can actually really shift your challenge points into strengths by understanding them. And that's why I love the chakras, right? Because the chakras help us to know ourselves. Hey, Joanne. Whoop, whoop. All right, so my heart chakra dominant people. Now, you all are just the lovers, and you want to be touched, and you want to be seen, and you want to be hugged, and you want to be loved. And your biggest challenge during this is that you probably feel isolated and alone. And those of you that distort into codependency, you probably really struggling right now. You're probably, and I see you. I want you all to know I see you, right? If you're struggling with quarantine because you need to be seen and hugged and touched and need people to be telling you that they love you, I see you and I feel you. This is your chance to go within and to ask yourself, how can I give myself what I think I get from other people? What do I get from all of those hugs and attention that I can actually get from myself? Solar plexus chakra people who are struggling with kind of being on your own. Hey, James, right? If you're solar plexus chakra dominant and you're struggling a little bit with this quarantine because you want to go out and exert your power, you can now start to look to your everyday internal life and ask yourself, how can I empower myself in my own space? How can I practice power in my life playing all by myself? And for any of you that find yourselves lower chakra dominant, and usually we have two where we're really dominant, right? There's going to be one or two. If both of your dominant chakras, you just want to see adult humans for conversation. That's my throat chakra people. We're getting there next, right? So those of you that really live in your lower chakras, this is a really wonderful time for you to start exploring your upper chakras. So if both of your dominant chakras are linked to the lower three, root, sacral, or solar plexus, you all need to start spending some time in your upper chakras. This is where I want you to tap into your inner children. I want you to imagine. I want you to color. I want you to go and play. I want you to fucking sit in the yard and tap into that imagination that you had as a kid when you could sit out there and just imagine that you could see the fairies, the trolls, the gnomes, the elves, whoever, because they're there, right? Go outside and start making up stories about the birds. Like, tap into your imagination. Start telling stories about what's going on in your house, right? Make up voices for your dogs. Anything. That's your third eye, right? That ability to imagine and create comes from your third eye. Creativity also comes from your sacral, but a lot of like imaginative creativity actually comes from the higher realms, and that's going to come channel through your third eye chakra. So now my throat chakra dominant people, you guys probably are really going crazy. If you're in extra, Joanne, your neighbors already think I'm crazy. So do ours, and it's okay. So if you're an extroverted throat chakra dominant person, you are probably really struggling right now because you get your energy from other people and you can't be seeing no other people right now. We don't need to have me Baker acted. I don't know. Are they even doing Baker acts right now, or did they shut that shit down too? Right? So my throat chakra dominant people, you all love to contribute, and you love to talk or write. You like expression, right? So the difference between expression of a throat chakra dominant person and expression of a sacral chakra dominant person, sacral chakra expression is all, I'm going to be over here doing my art and I don't really want anybody to see it. Where extroverted throat chakra dominant people, oh, they want to be seen for their contribution, right? We want to be heard. Give me a hell yeah if you're throat chakra dominant. I'm definitely throat chakra dominant, right? I'm a writer, I'm a creator, I'm a coach, I'm a speaker. I love to teach. I love to talk about the things that I know about. That's just all my contribution to the world. I'm a projector in human design. So these are all the things that play into who we are and how we're showing up in the world and how we want to be seen in the world, right? It's important to me to be seen for my contributions, James. And my contributions are, hell yeah, me channeling through my wisdom, speaking it, sharing it, writing it, and having somebody have an aha because of what I'm channeling through and sharing, what I'm speaking, what I'm expressing, what I'm sharing with the world. And so throat chakra dominance introverts. Now this is the way the throat chakra can get distorted. Excuse me for a second. I'm just going to take some water. The throat chakra can get distorted in coming across as super shy and introverted. Now, those of you that are in that distortion and you're super shy and introverted, yeah, you right at home right now. I know you're comfortable in this quarantine because you're like, whoo, thank God I have an excuse not to go to that thing. I have an excuse not to be seen. However, what I'm going to encourage you to do is start grounding into your body, start grounding into your root chakra, because those of you that identify as being an introverted, throat chakra dominant person, like right now you're really shy and maybe you struggle with like anxiety or inferiority and you don't want to be seen for your contributions, those of you that identify with that, when you all learn to ground in and drop out of your mind and your anxiety and start contributing, that's going to be where your gifts are. So I'm going to tell you all right now, whatever one of these chakras that you are identifying with as being dominant in you, even if they're your distortions, these are going to be the areas that your gifts are. Your biggest gifts come from your distortions, believe it or not. Your biggest contributions and areas of being able to, assist other people or help other people. So for example, if you identify with being root chakra dominant, and right now, you're really kind of identifying and acknowledging the fact that you're a little bit fearful and maybe you're reaching for things to help you feel safe. If you're willing to channel that dense fear energy upward and start transmuting it in your heart and your upper chakras, you are going to be able to give such a gift to other people by being willing to transmute that shit. And that is what chakra alchemy is all about, right? That's what this process is all about. That's what all of my coaching and healing is about. And that's just something, if you want to know more, you can just message me about that, because that's not what this live is about. I'm just letting you know it's there for you. My upper chakra people, third eye, crown. You all are going to be one of two ways in all of this. Now, third eye and crown people, they're very interchangeable, but you're going to be the super imaginative ones, but you're going to also be the ones that can tend towards conspiracy theory rabbit holes, and it's you all that I'm pointing this wand at right now. Overthinkers, where are you at? Where are my people at who overthink, who second guess their intuition, who know that they're super imaginative and creative, but shut it down for the power of their logical mind? Yeah, right, Aisha? That's beautiful. It's brilliant, right? Our distortions are where our gifts are. For example, my gifts are coaching and teaching and speaking and talking and writing and putting myself out there in my contributions. However, these are the areas that for the first 3 quarters of my life, I could not do that. I was afraid to do that. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be heard. I was petrified. I had anxiety, depression, cancer, addiction, because I was trying to mask and medicate all of these distortions, right? So your distortions are where your gifts are. If you're willing to lean into these distortions and see what they're trying to teach you and what you're masking with them, and of course, if you want help, that's when you reach out to me, because this is what I specialize in. Right? So if you know that you love to imagine and you love to create and you love to channel, but you've been shutting it down in favor of your mind, then you are probably very third eye dominant. Hi, Candace. Yeah. And so here's the other thing I want you all to understand about all this, right? Just because you may identify more or less with the 1 or 2 that are dominant in you, you still have a personality in those other chakras. And when you can learn to start leaning into the personalities that your dominant traits mask, that's when the magic happens. So for example, to paint you a picture, I was very solar plexus chakra dominant, but that was something that I developed to protect the part of me that I was scared to show to the world. And the part of me I was scared to show to the world was this part of me that was very sacral chakra. It was very expressive, and it was very sensitive, and I was very emotional, and I wanted to hide that, right? It was my feminine. It was my softer side, and I wanted to fucking hide that because I was afraid if I let that part out, it was going to get decimated by the world. So I masked it with this solar plexus chakra dominant personality. And now you see my gifts are coming from me tapping into that part of me, tapping into my creativity and my sensitivity, and letting the world see me as that. So, double aha. Yeah, boom, mission done. All right, bam. Work done, you guys, with my third eye. Do you guys want to know what's in my third eye chakra wand? So we've got a pine cone. This is where the magic flows through, because do you know the third eye chakra is linked to the pineal gland? And the pine cone in nature is like a mirror of our pineal gland. Our pineal gland looks like a mini pine cone deep in there in our brain. So that's why I have a pine cone. Then I have an indigo agate, a rainbow fluorite. I've got copper wire for conduction, flower of life, because that's for our crown chakra. Down here I have a blue star sapphire, super powerful for third eye. And then on the end I have a quartz point, more copper for conduction. And this branch comes from the sea, something I found out on one of the beaches out here. Oh, and I forgot there's also a lapis on here as well. So lots of powerful upper chakra opening, and I am working on you all, whether you're here live or watching the recording. You're getting some of this conduction and this woo right now. I'm giving you guys the woo right now, working on the energetic grid of this live, the energetic container of this live. So by tuning in, you are receiving an upgrade to your upper chakras right now, and that is the power of quantum work and energy work, and the fun of it too. That I get to give you guys some woo and some juju and some good magics and some energy healing just because you chose to tune in and expand your mind, spend some time with me, be entertained, learn something, gain some wisdom, and learn a little bit about yourselves. Yeah, right? That's where the magic happens, y'all. So I have to get going because I have a date with my husband to go play in the park woods. We're gonna go for a walk in nature and ground into our root chakras. I also have to eat because I feel like my blood sugar is dropping. So if you guys have any questions, whether you were here live or watched the replay, please feel free to leave those in the comments. Let me know something you learned, something you had an aha about. I will come back and read your comments later. And if any of you are interested in going deeper into chakra alchemy, just send me a message. I've got lots of different programs and ways that I work with people. I'm launching the official Chakra Alchemy coaching container soon, so I'm really excited about that. And if you're interested in learning any more about these processes or working with me, send me a message, reach out, and we will chat about how to make that happen. Much love to you all. Go forth, enjoy your quarantine, be safe, be healthy, be wildly you. Go forth, have it all, manifest your dream life, and just lean in. This time is asking you to lean in. The world is shifting. Are you going to do the work, your own personal evolution work, to shift with it? Or are you going to get mired down in 3D? Only you can choose. Love and blessings. Be wildly you. Have it all. Tag a friend and share if you found this helpful. Bye, y'all.